Check out this story from Yahoo Finance, or from Fortune. Elon Musk insists he's restricting Ukraine's access to Starlink because Zelensky could start World War III. I heard him. I mean, he's been talking about this. Elon Musk has a message for whoever might blame him for a third world war up to go over Ukraine. It's not his fault. In fact, his decision to restrict Ukrainian access to his communication technology, he's disabling satellite broadband use for any potential strikes on Russian soil, could help prevent the conflict from spiraling out of control, if you ask him, that is. It's kind of crazy to think, right? That they need access to a private infrastructure to engage in conflict, and one man just said no.
That's the whole reason. That's like one of the best arguments for libertarianism that I've ever heard. One dude is just like, no, you can't use my toys to start a war. And I know there are people that are going to have a feeling about Elon Musk and have an opinion on it. But I mean, it's.
What's the opposite of that?
Well, I mean, yeah, there could be a guy that could align against the country that he lives in, absolutely. But in this context, it is a positive.
Or a billionaire who runs a weapons contractor who's like, yes, I will build for you weapons to strike that country.
That currently happens.
Right.
So, I mean, that currently happens, and they're in bed with the government. And so they use those weapons with impunity. They don't have any kind of, there's not really a whole lot of backlash from the international community against anyone that the U.S. allows to, either anyone that the U.S. sells weapons to, or anyone that the U.S. decides to make a strike on their behalf. The strikes in Yemen, the U.S. supporting the conflict in Yemen and stuff, like, it would be really cool if someone at Boeing was like, yo, stop killing the people in Yemen with our missiles. I think that it's a net positive that Elon Musk not only isn't making weapons, but he's saying, hey, I'm not going to help help you start a war.
I'm kind of worried about Elon Musk, I got to tell you.
Why?
You know, everything he's doing certainly is pissing people off. Very powerful, angry people.
Yeah.
You know?
Starlink, Neuralink. You know,
I mean, he's pissing everybody off.
There's another thing. The Biden administration is going after him over Neuralink.
Yeah.
Really?
There was something today that I saw. Yeah, I don't
What was
remember.
that one about?
He's the new bad guy, you know?
Yeah.
I think Matt Taibbi was saying that on Joe Rogan just the other day when I saw one. I forget what episode that was, but...
Oh, is it? They're saying it's under investigation for unsafe transport of contaminated hardware?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just the Biden administration going after Elon Musk for being the whipping boy du jour.
He's a new bad guy. And he just was the golden boy.
I generally agree with you, but there is stuff about Elon Musk that just gives me slight pause, right? We talk about, like, how is Tesla able to operate in China the way it is? Like, there are moments that I want to believe that Elon Musk is, like, on the ball, but there are some questions, and I don't tend to trust the Biden administration. So on this side, I would side with Elon Musk. On the other hand, I'm a full-on technophobe. Maybe it is contaminated. Contaminated with what?
I'm not a technophobe, and I also am not the dude that really is. I'm not usually a cheerleader for people. I do like the stuff that Elon Musk does, and
I like his stance on having big families.
Yeah,
Huge fan.
Yeah, and I like the fact that he said, when he made a remark about, what if there's an oppressive government that says you can't have the internet access over this area, and he was just like, you can shake your fist at the sky. I dig that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But there's it's completely possible that he's as corrupted as any other, large company owner. He does operate in China. Now, if you expect someone to be 100% pure all the time, I think you're always going to be let down.
Yeah.
So I do think that Musk is still better than most.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I don't know the guy, so I can't.
I think there's a few things that I always like to see. He's got some good stuff on Twitter. I think that he, in terms of shifting the cultural conversation, I think he says a lot of things that get a lot of people on the right side, and I want to agree with him. But then there's the things that give me the pause, like wanting to put chips in people's brains, and he wore that weird Antichrist demonic armor one time to a Hollywood party, and I don't know about you guys, but that kind of affects me. I notice things like that, like you're decked out like a demon. As an isolated incident, maybe, but I don't know. I also think that
maybe you're in Neuralink right now and you don't know.
He might have Neuralinked me. It's very possible.
Elon Musk goes into your house and he plugs the Neuralink. You wake up and he's grabbing you and he's holding
like
the
a
Neuralink.
terrible Santa.
That's why Kennedy said lock your doors, because Elon Musk will come and put a chip in your brain.
Oh, there we go.
And then so what happens is he plugs it into your brain. Your eyes turn white and you get up and say, "Yes, Elon, tell me your command." And then in your mind, like life is going on like normal, and you're just doing your job, and you have no idea that he's taken control.
And you
It's like
become
Black-
the new Tesla AI that they're trying
It's
to
like
release.
Black Mirror. It's like some Black
Yeah.
Mirror stuff. You know what? I don't want to move away from Ohio. Everything is safe here. Everything is fine.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I think the China stuff is what gives me pause. The Neuralink stuff is actually kind of creepy, but a lot of people have mentioned that it's potentially going to cure people who have been paralyzed or other. It can. I think it can treat like epilepsy and stuff like that, or Parkinson's. So maybe.
And if there's new technology, you want to believe it's for the best, right? But I don't trust AI. I don't understand why we make that a fun toy to hang out with. I mean, we just don't know what these things are going to do, and unfortunately, that applies to their creators.
Anything.
the reality is, you have no idea how bad it will be.
Yeah.
When Twitter comes out, I remember in the early days of Twitter, me and a bunch of young people are like tweeting things and posting pictures like, wow, it's giving a voice to the voiceless. Look what we can do. It's revolutionizing news. Now it's a nightmare dystopian hellscape of people screaming at the top of their lungs. The way I would analogize Twitter would be akin to walking into a daycare center where every kid at the same time is going, ah! That's Twitter.
That's because you have like 1.5 million followers.
No, that's Twitter. It doesn't matter how many followers
I
you
have
have.
like 100, and it is the same thing for me.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
the same thing.
So I just don't. I don't even look at mentions. I just completely. It's been that way for a long time.
Yeah.
It's just screaming.
It's so bad. It's so bad for your mental health. We're talking about mental health again.
Yeah.
It's so.
But it's
so
also
bad for
indicative
you.
of the mental health of others.
Right.
which is again terrifying. I don't want to know how other people are doing.
I mean, I say daycare. Imagine walking into a stadium with every person just screaming,
Yeah.
face beat red.
Angry.
That's Twitter. And we thought it was going to be good. So Elon, I think he needs to understand this. He's going to come out and be like, with Neuralink, we can cure paralysis and make everyone's lives better. And I really think it's going to be a great thing. And then literally it's going to be in 10 years, everyone's doing zombie marches with their brains controlled by ChatGPT.
I mean, we've talked about the dangers of being able to use Neuralink to give people little hits of dopamine every time they read something that whoever controls the Neuralink wants them to think. It's completely plausible that a chip in your brain could brainwash you if it can control any of your motor functions or anything.
I think it's possible. One of the first implementations of Neuralink for people in this context will be convicted criminals will be given the option. You can go to jail or you get the Neuralink. The Neuralink will inhibit your ability to commit crimes.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, that's like-
People didn't like it when Massachusetts was like, you could donate organs to leave prison early. I mean, I don't know
Yup.
how you passed this
Yeah.
one.
And they're going to say this. You have a 3-year jail sentence. We can lock you up, but it's cheaper to just install Neuralink, which will inhibit your ability to commit crimes. You will have to wear it for 3 years, and then the state can remove it. And if you break it, damage it like an ankle bracelet or monitor, then
Yeah.
it alerts them, and then you're wanted, and they come after you. But I mean, honest question: what would you pick?
This is getting close to the Demolition Man kind of.
It sounds-
It is
stuff. Yeah.
But in Demolition Man, they like cryogenically freeze you or
Yeah.
whatever.
No.
Would you rather be locked up for 3 years or be given the Neuralink implant for 3 years?
Lock me up.
Lock
Lock
me
me
up
up.
too.
Lock me up for 10. Honestly, 'Cause
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
something gets you get mad during traffic, and it senses that your hormones start to bump because someone cut you off. You flick them off, and all of a sudden, Neuralink's going to seize you up while you're on the highway.
No.
Also, what if
you
they
would,
pass
You
a-
wouldn't. It would. Neuralink would not make. You would not be able to get mad. You'd be driving, and where you normally would get mad, you'd be like, you know what? I'm just not mad that he cut me off.
I don't.
What if
I don't-
someone breaks into your house and so your adrenaline spikes, but the Neuralink misinterprets that as to you taking risky behavior, right?
You guys
And
are
so it tries
thinking of
to shut you down.
Neuralink in too much in a rudimentary
Okay,
fashion.
what if I have it for 3 years, but 2.5 years in, they pass laws saying, well, actually, if you do this program, you need to have it for 6 years.
Well, laws typically grandfather in that regard. So it's like any.
But what if they don't? I don't want to
What if they
gamble
don't?
with
I
it.
mean, that's-
I
so, like,
I feel like I would
the-
rather go to jail than to gamble with putting in someone else's technology into my
I can't
body.
cut a
like
piece
that.
of my soul away. I couldn't do that.
And I'm saying I believe this will be the implementation, and 99% of people are going to be like, "Yeah, I'd much rather not go to jail. So give me the
they
Neuralink."
would. They probably would.
Like people get ankle bracelets, dude.
Yeah.
The government tracks your location.
Yep.
People are willing to accept that level of surveillance and control. I'll leave it at that without getting into the more darker subjects of what the government has offered people in terms of
Right.
alternative treatment.
Yeah,
That's
it gives me
the stuff we
lobotomy
want to hear
vibes.
about. Maybe after the show.
Yeah,
Maybe
chemical
after the show.
castration.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Giving people pills and saying, here's your option. This, and they say, okay. So Neuralink is not going to be so rudimentary that it's like, warning, you are becoming angry. We will now notify the police. No, Neuralink won't let you be angry.
Yeah, exactly.
It will be tracking all data in and out of your brain. And I don't know how long it'll take for them to get to this point, but I imagine not that far away. And it will actively block you from getting mad.
Yep.
You like someone will cut you off and while you're driving on the highway and you'll be like, no, I hope he's having a good day.
Well, it's like monitoring or regulating cortisol reaction and stuff like that is just as simple. If they can bridge a break in your spinal column, if they can figure out a way to do that, then they can absolutely manipulate your adrenal gland, your cortisol response, your all that kind of stuff.
What if you have it in and someone murders your spouse, and so you have an immediate cortisol anger response, but then it doesn't let you, so you can't feel angry that someone has damaged killed someone you love.
All
Like
set.
I just can't go down this path. And if it's better for you, I mean, I want to believe in freedom and autonomy with your own body, but especially if it's issued by the government, like
This is the thing about
10 years in prison, 15.
This is the thing about AI in general. Your Tesla auto drive is driving down the street when all of a sudden 2 people jump out from each lane. It's a woman and a man. The Tesla is going to hit both of them unless it swerves left or right. Which way does it swerve? Who does it choose to kill?
I have no idea how they decide that.
This is one of the biggest problems with AI. If the self-driving car is about to hit an old lady, it can swerve out of the way but crash into a wall, killing the driver. Whose safety should it prioritize?
I think I know. It would depend on who has the higher social
Yep.
credit score.
Oh God!
Yeah.
Oh man, dude!
Neuralink
Jesus,
Neuralink can communicate with the car and let them know what your score
Yeah.
is at all times.
Exactly.
And who is setting the rubric for the score? Like, did you
Oh,
see
yeah.
the stuff about the Yale professor who's like,
Unilever,
yeah, oh, that would be great. No, I'm talking about the Yale professor who
Experian.
said that he should encourage suicide among
Japanese.
exterminating elderly
Disembowelment.
populations.
Yep, you're gonna have Experian, Equifax, and what is it, TransUnion? Is that what-
TransUnion, yeah.
And they're gonna give you your social credit score, and then it's gonna. You're a bad person, so we're going to choose to save the good person. The car's
it's
going to
gonna
know
be
who
like
to
that.
hit. Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.